Boom, boom. This is kind of really welcome back to the channel. All right, so we got some information here, and it's not very good information, but it was sort of known that this was going to happen. All right, so Soland is being shut down, and as I've said, this was pretty much 3, 4, I'd say probably about 5 or 6 months ago. It became apparent that they weren't going to be continuing with anything because they stopped updating the game. We didn't get the SSP characters that were supposed to be introduced. And they didn't upgrade the chests, max chests, like they're supposed to for the SP characters. So it was obvious that they were not planning on continuing with the game. So here it is, basically the notice. Dear Soul Masters, since the launch of Soulland, we have spent wonderful times with all of you. Firstly, we would like to thank all Soul Masters for your presence and sincerely appreciate your care, love, and support. However, it is with regret that, after long consideration by the Soulland operation team, we have found it difficult to continue providing services that satisfy our Soul Masters, leading to the difficult decision to cease operations. As I said, not too much of a surprise. So the game closure date, May 21st. Okay, that's today. That's the notification. Okay. You can't download the game anymore. You can probably try to download it today, but it's probably already gone. So you can no longer download the game on your machine. The only time, it's no longer that. In-game term payment system, which is what they people who make purchases inside the game, that closes today as well. So this is like boom is what this basically happened. But again, it's not a surprise. Okay. Game service termination date June 1st. So approximately about 10 days. The game will be shut down. Upon service termination, all in-game data will be deleted and the game will no longer be accessible. This is for anybody who spent money. I did not spend money on the game, as I've stated, for several reasons. First of all, I did not like the fact that this is a even though the purchases could probably be made through the Play Store, I just didn't particularly like having my information in foreign soil, namely China. This is a Chinese-based game. So that's one of the reasons. And secondly, I knew this was going to happen. Okay? This is Soulland Reloaded. Okay? Which means there was another Soulland game before this one. And this is just that game rebooted. Or that. So, you gotta be wary of any type of mobile game at this particular point. They don't last very long most of the time. There's a certain amount of work that needs to go into maintaining a game, keeping it fresh, to keep people in the actual mix so that they can play the game. And when you go for months and months without doing that, it's obviously that either A, they've moved all of those developers to another IP, another game, or they've had hard times and they had to remove, fire, lay off some of their developers, and they just don't have enough to cover the game. It's just not making enough money. And that's probably what was actually the actual quotient here. It was probably they just weren't making enough money to continue putting resources and time into the game, updating it, and when they weren't getting a certain amount of and they're shutting down the game. Okay. You can try to get refunds here, but like I said, it didn't spend anything. So they do say that you can try to do it through Google Play, based on the fact that they've introduced this paragraph here where it says that you might be not able to get your refund through Google Play. You can try to contact them directly, ACN Games. Okay. Not saying anything bad about ACN Games, but I knew that this game was probably going to be shut down eventually. It's just the status quo. for any of the games that come out of China. Most of them don't last very long. They're developed and designed on an IP that people like to make a quick buck, and then once that money begins to dry up, they terminate the game. So and I enjoyed playing the game. There was nothing at all wrong with the game. I found it to be extremely free to play. There was nothing was locked behind paywalls. You could get all the characters, which is another thing I enjoy. And you could get everything. It just takes, of course, if you pay, you can get it faster. That's what it was. But it's so they're going to be shutting down. So we won't be doing any particular videos on Soul Land at this time. I've just stopped playing it. Nothing inside of the game that really, like I said, I do enjoy it, but I'm not going to, waste, doing dailies and stuff. Not if there's not going to be any chance of anything happening. So we've ceased and desist. So I will be switching over to. We'll be doing some Azur Lane, which is one of the main games that I did on this channel back previously. I have never stopped playing Azur Lane. All this time I was doing Soul Land, I was playing Azur Lane. I have a very, very high level max account inside of Azur Lane, which is totally free to play. So we're going to be start doing videos on that, which is good because they just did an update last night, which completely changed the game. Different graphics, along with a new event. 2 UR characters inside of this event. That's the first time they've ever had 2 inside of one event. Usually it's just 1 UR character, a couple of SRs, and an epic or something like that. Never had 2 URs inside of the same event. So that's going to be pretty good. So we will be covering Azur Lane on this. I've got another few games that I'm looking at. The Soul Lander Rise. I played it. Okay. I'll be honest with you. It's an action RPG game. It's not very exciting. Okay, it's not a gacha game. In the terms of a standard gacha game. Soul Land was a gacha game. Azur Lane is a gacha game. And what I mean by that is when they have events, it's easy to get the characters. Okay, there's no character that you can't get in some way or another. Okay, the drop rates are friendly enough. Plus, there's a store which you can usually get one of the characters using in-game currency. Okay, well, I'm going to do some videos on Azur Lane. The first video will be explaining the game to you. It's been around for a long time. A long time. Years and years and years. They make most of their money off of the skins and whatnot. And if they have a few things that you want to purchase, but they always give you the rubies, which is used to do that inside the game. You can get some of those, especially during the holidays and during milestones and stuff. They just give you free rubies. I've spent money on the game. I've probably spent about $30, maybe $40. I can't remember how much I've spent. And that's purely because I was collecting all of the characters, all of the ship girls, and there are a lot of ship girls, and I needed dock space. And I filled up my dock space. And I couldn't get the rubies fast enough to accommodate the ship girls. So I needed to purchase a little bit of rubies so I could get some more dock space for my ship girls, because each you get, I think it's 200 rubies, you get 5 more slots for dock space. So and I was getting stuff in game with the rubies and stuff, but it just wasn't quite filled up because I was getting all of the characters and I was gathering them all up. so that's why I needed. If you don't do that, and most people don't, because there's no use to collect the common ships, they're useless. But I was getting them anyway. So that was just something I was doing, and because I was doing that, it required me to spend a little bit of money. And I purchased some other stuff, which I'll talk about, just little things here and there. Just if I maybe saw a skin that I really liked or some event that I really liked, I would spend a little bit on that. But I've never spent more than $30 or $40. And I'm still playing the game. I've been playing it. They've been around for like 6, 7, 8 years now. I'll find out exactly how long. But yeah, they just keep right going on, and they just did updates. So yeah, but no more videos for Soul Land, unfortunately. It will be shutting down on June 1st. So For those of you watching that, no more videos on it because there is no more game. But we will be doing Azure Lane, and we will be picking up, like I say, Soul Land or Rise, probably not. Wuthering Waves is coming up as well too. I'm going to be taking a look at that, see if that's something I want to get into. Also, there's AFK has come out with what's called AFK Journey, but really with the graphical, I just don't like the graphics of AFK. They're just not very. It's just a little bit off-putting to me. But the AFK Journey, which they just came out, is sort of a little bit different. It has sort of an exploration option inside of it, so maybe it's something to look at. But in the meantime, we will be playing Azure Lane, and if I do pick up Wuthering Waves or Soul Land Arise, I'm going to give it another try. I just did it real quick just to see what it would be like. I created an account, got the characters and everything. Did not get any of the high-level characters inside of the free draws. There was one of the SS characters, but it was at like the 14-day. I did not like it that much. I found it to be extremely repetitive and a little bit boring. Although it did seem to be following the actual anime pretty good. But I'm going to give Wuthering Waves a try. It doesn't, Wuthering Waves, I've already got it downloaded, but it doesn't start until the 23rd. So it's going to be another 2 days before that comes out. But in the meantime, just go ahead and we'll do some Azure Lane stuff. But anybody who has not have it, I suggest you do download it. Free to play game, completely free to play, and you can get up to speed pretty quick. And it's not a really difficult game. We're going to go over everything associated with the game, the interface, the events, types of gameplay. They have several modes of gameplay that we'll take a look at. Okay, but I just wanted to tell you that Soul Land. So this will be the last Soul Land video. It was a fun journey. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I want to thank everybody who watched the videos. As Soul Land is an extremely popular IP, especially in China. So I would assume, I know what they say, out of assuming it makes a you-know-what out of you and me, but they're probably going to have something in terms of Soul Land 2. Okay. Like I say, Soul Land Reloaded is a remaster of the original Soul Land games, so they're probably going to have something out there. The problem with Soul Land 2 is they really don't have enough anime storyline to actually craft a game at this particular point. Usually you have a season, at least 100 or so episodes, 120 or 30 episodes before you can actually start making a game off of the IP, because you need the characters for introduction. They're only at, I think we're at like 49 or 50 at this particular point, so I'm really not sure if that's enough anime to pick up a story, within game time. In 6 or 7 months they might be actually caught up, and there wouldn't be anything to actually, you can't make assets until they've put it on the IP, or put it on the anime, then you've got to create those assets and enter them in the game. I don't really think they'd have time to do that, so there would be large periods of nothing being done to the game, and I don't see that to be productive. So I would assume that they're probably going to wait for a couple 100, 150 episodes before they would even start to consider doing an IP for it and making a game, which is not going to be anytime soon, because, like I say, we're only at 50. So, it's probably going to be next year before you see anything like that, unless they do another Soul Land reloaded game. Something like that might happen, but I don't bet. So in the meantime, we'll just have to fall back on that. But yeah, so I will still be posting videos for Azure Lane. Like I say, do check the game out. You can download it. They just, if you go to Google Play, type in Azure Lane, A-Z-U-R space L-A-N-E, as Azure Lane. They just did an update. They sort of redid the interface. If you go back and watch some of my older videos and compare them to the new video, which I will be posting up probably tomorrow, you'll see that there's a difference in the in the interface. They made it a little bit more, I guess, modernized would be the word. It's a little bit, it's got the nice design and graphics. This is like, I think, the second or third major design that they've done from when the game was originally came out. So as you can see, they are on top of it. They have events. Virtually every 3 or 4 weeks there's a new event. If you fail to get some of the ships inside of that particular event, don't panic. They have the rerun of the event, which is the same, so if you miss some of the ships inside of the first event, when they do the rerun, you have another chance to get them. But you should, I'll explain the game flow to you, but you shouldn't have any trouble. I've never had any trouble getting a character before, even the UR characters. I've already got the UR character. The event started today. I did 7 pulls today, and I got the UR character. One of them. There's 2, as I said. I got Alsace. She's in the draw. There's another UR character which you do a little mini event inside of this event, and you'll get her. You get the currency, in-game currency, which can then be used to purchase her, and she's in the store. I'll show you that as well in the video. So that's something to look forward to. But yeah, so it's very free to play. Okay, I'm serious. You won't have to spend any money whatsoever, and you can be competitive inside of PvP. I have a very high-level PvP character. I don't play it very often because I spent most of my time playing Soul Land Reloaded and Mobile Legends Adventure, and I work, so I don't have a lot of time, and I'm married, so I don't have a lot of time to spend playing this, but I always play a little bit of Azur Lane each day and do my dailies, and I always participate in the events. I always complete the events, and I have a meta PvP team, which I will explain to you, but I don't. To get in those top level, you have to do a bunch of PvP, and I just don't really have the time to focus on that. Since Soul Land is closed, I might start focusing a little bit on the PvP, since I do have a team that's competitive, and see how far we can get. But there's if you want to get an idea of where to start, there is a YouTube channel called Azur Lane Meta. Azur Lane Meta will explain to you what the PvP meta is. I'll be showing you tomorrow on that video, because I do have a full meta team. And meta means current. This is the best build that you can have currently. Understand that metas change. And the meta might be changing after this event, because we now have 2 UR ships, diametrically opposed skill sets, which have some very, very, very interesting PvP implications, which we might be getting a change in the meta. So now would be a good time to get started on the game and get into this event. You'll have 2 of the characters that might, I did not say will be, I say might be something useful inside of the meta. But I'll have a video on it tomorrow. Maybe try to get it out tonight, but I don't know if I'll have time. And we'll go over it, okay? But this is the last Soul Land video. So thanks to everyone who watched it. Continue watching, and we'll have some videos and some other stuff. And shoot me something in the comments if there's a game you want me to check out. I have no problem giving some other games to check out. But I'm usually up to date on what's coming out and what the big games are. We prefer gotcha games, or sort of like, I don't want to say AFK games, because Mobile Legends Adventures is considered an AFK game, but it's not. If you want to be competitive in that game, you have to play. So I do enjoy those types of games. But Azur Lane is a good starting point if you want a completely free-to-play game. All right, so again, thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel for some more content, and we will be switching over to Azur Lane, and we'll take some comments, see if there's anything else you want me to try. All right, so again, thanks a lot for watching. This is Ken Rear, still coming at you from inside the corner, signing out.